guys, can we go ahead and crown Minerva, aka the Widow, the most badass, the most fiercest woman on television, bar none, bar none. Go ahead, I dare you to name anyone more fierce and more badass. Let me know who you think in the comments below can actually hold a candle to this. And don't worry, I'm bracing myself for the inevitable Daenerys Targaryen in the comments I'm about to be flooded with. But she is by far more badass than Daenerys. Regardless, let's talk Into the Badlands Season 2. That's a sigh of joy because everything that Season 1 did right, Season 2 took to the next step. And in my previous review of Season 1, I said there was no plot, there was more action, more badass. And I just kept using the word badass and talked about no plot and just the fighting. And they fixed it. They gave this season a plot. This season has a plot. This season has a story beat because we're introduced to these characters in Season 1. So now we're attached to them. We actually care about their personal stories. The action was ramped up. And let's talk about the action before we start in the story. Let's talk about the action. The fight choreography in the show is phenomenal. I mean, Iron Fist could have took a lesson from Into the Badlands because the way they do martial arts is movie quality and high movie quality at that. And you can tell that every character is invested into their physiques, their training, and they actually live up to the fight scene. The characters and the actors who are actually training for this actually train for this, and it translates on screen because you can tell like these characters are doing what they're doing. You can tell Minerva is being a badass, and I'm gonna keep talking about Minerva because Minerva is. But regardless, the action was even better this season than last season. It intensified. And I feel like everyone on this show can fight. Everyone has to be able to throw hands or like you're pointless in this world. And everyone got a good action sequence. Even characters you didn't expect to have fight sequences had fight sequences in this season. And I really like that. But the story, like I said, is more developed than the first season. Because we saw pretty much a few months after the first season ended. And we find Sunny outside the wall being enslaved. We find NK living the life. That's not fair. Sunny gets enslaved and NK lives his great life. But then we also find out Ryder is coming into his own as a Baron. We find out the Widow actually survived Season 1. Blessed Jesus. She actually survived Season 1 and she's trying to take control of her powers back. And the power that was taken from her by Quinn, who also survived Season 1. And because in Season 1, Quinn was the primary villain. And as the primary villain, he didn't seem that villainy in the first season. Like, we knew he was the bad guy based on his actions, his words, the way he did. But in this season, you take everything that made Quinn a good villain in Season 1, and you add the fact that he's losing his mind, he's deteriorating, he has this cult-like following, and he's unhinged. Because in Season 1, we knew Quinn could fight. And in Season 2, he even showed us in Season 1 he could fight, and in Season 2, we see more of that, right? So imagine a villain who is a mastermind, a master manipulator, who's unhinged and on the fringe and is just out of it, right? And throw in the fact that he can throw hands with the likes of the most badass characters on the show. Like, we forget that Quinn actually trained Sunny, so that tells you just how dangerous this man is. And in this season, he took it to another level. The actor who plays him, phenomenal, because his character really left me unhinged, and he was deranged, and the deranged worked for his character. This season introduced a few new characters, a few new Barons, but this character, Badgie of note, Badgie is the best new addition you could have asked for. He is something that I didn't know I wanted until the show gave him to me. He's hilarious. He is a comic relief character, right? But not just comic relief, because Badgie is so much more. And when I said everyone can fight, spoiler alert, Badgie can throw hands. Like, Badgie is beyond badass, and I really like that about this season. I love Badgie's interactions. I love the way he acts with Sunny. I love the way he interacts with the world around him because he has something that Sunny doesn't have. While Sunny is a badass fighter, Sunny is a terrible people person, terrible conversationalist. You need a sidekick who can compensate for you, and Sunny doesn't have the people skills that Badgie does. And don't call Badgie a sidekick because I think he takes offense to that. But regardless, he was a great new addition. The way the Widow was going about her, and I could make a whole video about the Widow, but I'm not because I'm sorry. Every time I say her, every time I think about her, it brings me something joy to see her on screen. I don't know how else to say it. But overall, this season is phenomenal. It really picks up from where last season left off. I really enjoyed it. If you're not watching Into the Badlands, you need to watch it. And I don't know why you stuck to this video so long because I'm talking about Season 2. But this show is so good that AMC actually renewed it for another season, and they actually extended the season. That tells you just how good the show is. But as a whole, do I have any complaints over the Badlands? Do I have any negative critique? No show's perfect. But I can't think of any negative critiques right now because everything Into the Badlands wants to be, wants to do, it is that. So as a show, it holds up. I'm gonna give Into the Badlands an A because everything I wanted in season 2 was given to me. So much more, new characters, better fight sequences, and the way it ended this season, it felt like everything that was built up in season 1 was nicely wrapped up, but they introduced new mysteries and new things to solve in season 3, and now we can actually explore the world more. I'm looking forward to season 3. So Into the Badlands, have you seen it? Let me know what you think in the comments below. I gave it an A because I truly enjoyed this season. And until next time, guys, don't forget to hit the like button if you like this video. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Until next time, binge on.